Yeah. Jamaican horns. God damn it.
Eureka.
We make plays every day, yeah.
One more game. Give me one more Jamaican horn. Just one more? One more. Yeah, thank you very much.
Can I make a request? Can I make a request real quick?
Okay.
Starting? One more.
One more? Okay, the good ones want one Jamaican horn. The Jamaican, where the Jamaicans go? Jamaican horns. Yeah. Welcome to the real fantasy playmakers. I'm Bogart Scott Free, here with my esteemed colleague Guru. What's up, Goo?
What's up, my man? We out here today. We're going to break down some startup sit-ups, you know what I mean, for week 2 of the upcoming season. There's some big stuff going on.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you who we like, who we don't like. Try to help you win your matchup this week. You know, because we all need that help. That's for sure.
So me and Goo, we had a set up positional rankings. We're gonna do a little bit of a debate and comparison. We also gonna have all these rankings in the description, and we're gonna have them up on the social media. You know what I'm saying? At us, at GMM Network on IG, all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get right to it. What do you want to start with?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, everyone's really most concerned about the running back position. You know what I mean? So we start there, the big powerhouse position.
Okay.
I mean, you got if you had a DraftKings or FanDuel and you want to build your lineup around one running back this week, I mean, who's that going to be?
I'd say if you want to say if you're saying DraftKings, then it's got to be this. You're talking the Sunday slate, so I'd say Kamara.
Okay, like that. You guys, Christian McCaffrey ranked number 1.
Yeah, because that's on the week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Even though it's a short week, Christian McCaffrey, you know what I'm saying, on the Thursday nighter, you know, and it's just that run defense is real porous, bloody. So I mean,
okay. I see. That's a Thursday game. That's slipped my mind for a second.
Yeah.
Do you think Kamara's going to run wild on the Rams? You're basically your number 1 running back for Sunday.
Alvin and the Chipmunks definitely going to run wild. You know what I'm saying? Like he ate the star from Mario Brothers. You know what I'm talking about?
I like that one. Okay. I mean, if you got the top 10 running backs, you're basically playing them all. You don't really get cute there. You do have Chris Carson ranked a little high. What do you like about his matchup this week? You have him ranked 6 compared to an expert consensus ranking of 10.
I like he's not. It's gonna be harder for him to run up the gut, but here's my thing: is I think he'll catch a ton of balls. I think he's gonna get I think he could catch 4 to 5 balls. And here's why I'm basing this too off history, but also compared to last week's game. You know, Sony Michel, they couldn't run it up the gut, so there was a lot of dump offs. You know, to Sexy Rexy. You know what I'm talking about? And Chris Carson and Rashad Penny mainly, but Chris Carson also has been being targeted out of the backfield. He's been lined up, you know, in the slot, which is real dope. If you're a Chris Carson owner, you love to see that shit. So, and he's gonna get all the goal lines, and I know they'll be able to move the ball on them through the air. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got Lockett, you got Donkey Kong Metcalf. You know what I mean? Like, they got, you know, they're gonna be able to they're gonna open up some running lanes from. It might be a lot of stretch runs to the outside, but you know that still counts in fantasy.
I like to call Chris Carson there. The volume would be there. Rashad Penny kind of took a step back last week. I'm not too worried about him right now. They're gonna give Chris Carson all he can handle. So I like that pick. Just on a random note, of the top 5 guys, which one are there? Any of those guys matchups that scare you? Like, if you got a big time running back, is there anyone you're worried about?
Zeke, to be honest, you know, the Redskins, they come through with a nice Zeke game plan every time they stifle him. If you know what I mean, if you're playing against Zeke, you shouldn't feel that scared this week. If you're playing against him, because if you know they're gonna game for him, it's divisional, so they're naturally gonna play tougher. But also at the same time, he's not getting this full workload, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that call. And that was what I was going to chime in.
Yeah, and
they're
exploiting.
still easing him in.
Yeah, and exploiting the Redskins through the air is how you get down when you want to take that defense down. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep, I like that. I like that. I can see that one happening. Just still kind of easing him in, going slow. Throwing the ball is going to be pretty successful. You're pretty low on James Conner. You have him ranked 11. Consensus has him at 7. What is it about James Conner that's has you a little hesitant?
Well, the game script that I have written for the Seattle Seahawks is them just owning time of possession and being able to move the ball through the air. You know what I mean? And with James Conner, you know, we've seen Jalen Samuels on the field at least. He might not have been utilized when he was on the field, but he was out there in an effort playing from behind. You know what I mean? And that's just how I see this game going. I have him at 10 too because look at the people I have around him. You know what I mean? Look, I definitely have Dalvin Cook ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do I got ahead of him?
You moved Austin Eckler up to.
Yeah, I got Austin Eckler because
10.
that 75% snap share is basically like what Melvin Gordon was getting. You know what I mean? So, and then, you know, he just has a cool nickname. He's Austin Powers Eckler. You know what I mean? That's a top 10.
All right. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I like it. I roll with it.
And he's going to catch a ton of balls.
You have Fournette ranked a little high. I'm a little scared of Fournette.
Here's the thing. Always remember, too, you know, for those who's listening, we do PPR rankings. And when we talk fantasy,
that
it's
is
PPR.
True. We do gotta state
so I
that.
want to, so they can differentiate because Austin Eckler he's going to pile up a ton of receptions, especially with the absence of Hunter Henry now. Hunter Henry, rest in peace, temporarily or full season. We're not sure, but
4 to 6.
Oh yeah, 4 to 6.
It's what my doctors told me, 4 to 6. But a guy that you're really down on that I'm kind of big on this week, Derrick Henry, man. Like the guy's gonna get. Deion Lewis is not a factor anymore. Tennessee's gonna be a pretty good team this year. They're gonna play tough, and you gotta give that guy the ball a lot. Indianapolis D doesn't really scare me. Austin Eckler kind of ran wild on them, but Derrick Henry could have a really big game this week. And you have him down as their 18th. You have him as a running back too. I think he's gonna get produced running back results this week for sure.
Here's my little 1-2 is I really think the Titans are gonna be in the driver's seat in this game, right? But I don't
Which
see.
would bode well for Henry.
I don't see. But see, here's the thing too: is I'm basing this on historically. It's never a high scoring game between these two. I see a field goal game. You know what I mean?
Right, which in my theory, I agree with that too.
And I don't think he's not gonna
time.
catch a ton of balls neither. You know, by any means. That matter of fact, who I have
He caught
Marlon
a
Mack.
good one last week. Do you know how many targets he had last week off the top of your head?
You know what? Yeah, I was real. You know, I can't think off the top of my head. I'm still dumbfounded every time I think about that game because I wrote that game script completely on some other shit. You know what I mean? I think he just had that one or two. I mean, that's worth looking up. If you got your hands free over there, good.
I'm pulling it up. I mean, just a moment. But either way, I think he's gonna eat, man. Like he's their offense.
Okay, But see, this is why we do these.
Solid run game and the play action where it's for Mariota to have a more balanced offense. They can't rely on like just chucking it the whole time. So he's gonna be heavily involved. I'm still trying to pull that number.
Touche. I don't not agree with that. I just think we can move them up then. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what we do that's why we debate these little rankings, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, granted, this is where it kind of gets nitpicky where it's like if you got these guys, you're starting them. You know what I mean? Basically the top top 12 for sure.
Arguing for who's going to produce this week right now, who we think is going to show up, who we think is going to show out.
Yeah,
who's not going to show up. Is there any guy that you've noticed that like inside of the top 24 like you might start fading and getting cute? You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the top 24, like I'm pretty sure I got Devontae Freeman around there, if I remember correctly. I would probably fade him, but it's just the type of workload you assume he's gonna get. So that's where I would have to rank him. You know, somewhere up in the top 30 at least, right? And then, but
are you feeling good rolling out Kerryon Johnson this week?
yeah, I mean, okay. One more time, they're playing
Chargers.
Playing the Chargers. So this is exactly why I have them up there, because Marlon Mack, the return of the Mack himself, he returned to RB1 status against the Chargers. And we had this conversation in the last episode of how the real trash against the run. I mean, they got a great coach over there, the D coordinator, Gus Bradley, so I'm sure they'll make some adjustments, but they don't have the personnel to. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, they got they'll run 7 DBs out there. You know what I mean? And have the DBs playing linebacker and shit. So it's they lack the run stopping talent, personnel wise. So I'm gonna rock with that. I'm gonna stream running. I'm gonna feel good about ranking running backs against the Chargers high, for sure.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna buy a little bit more of the theory from last week that the Colts have a really good offensive line.
Yeah, that too.
And I don't think the Lions have that same line. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. I can see Kerryon flopping. A couple other guys I can see that are. I'd be a little hesitant if they're my RB2s. Aaron Jones, didn't like what I saw from him.
Yeah, I got him pretty low.
Vikings are solid.
And he's gonna share time too. So.
Right. So if I have other options, I might feel better playing someone like a Chris Thompson or a Tariq Cohen over an Aaron Jones. You got one of those pass catching, third down guys.
I have him where I have him because I think he'll finish like a RB2, but it's gonna be a rough ride for the owners for Aaron Jones.
Oh yeah.
And,
a couple other guys I think might be rough rides. David Johnson. Baltimore might blow him out. That might get him off the field by the end of the third.
I still have him moderately, ranked because of the fact he is going to catch some balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the amount of plays Arizona runs. So yeah, I could be. You might have made a good point there on Dave Johnson. You're going to deploy him if you have him, but
yeah,
that game could get ugly, could get weird. I don't know. I'm not that skeptical. Leonard Fournette, another guy. I'm not really happy if I have him this week.
Yeah, playing the Texans, it's going to be an emphasis on the run for the young QB, right? It's going to be emphasis on the run. We've seen Kamara gash him up and Murray, and he can do. He's not no Alvin Kamara, but he got hands, bro. And people don't believe it because they haven't really utilized him as such. But there's no one. When they're in hurry up or if they're in 2 minute, they're gonna be throwing him the ball. So he might catch 2 balls, 3 balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Testicles.
There's a lot of there's flop potential there. So okay, so that's the top 24. Those are basically your fringe or your starters. So now we start getting into flex guys. What kind of guy? Who are you excited about to throw in your flex if you got him right now down there at the bottom of the ranking?
Okay, hold on one time. Jamaican horn. I'm excited for my boy Miles Sanders. I think I might be high. I am high. I'm burning right now actually, but I like Miles Sanders. It's that matchup against ATL. Pass catching running backs. Mind you, if you're flexing, if you want to go real deep, you'll feel the same way about Darren Sproles. Like this Atlanta, they are notorious for giving up receptions to the running back, and they play zone. I kind of explained this the same way how Dalvin Cook gashed them up last week. You know what I mean? And I know he only demanded 48% of the snaps last week, but I mean that's pretty good. He led that backfield, so I'm going on that side on a team that's gonna be able to move the ball, get in the red zone. You know what I mean? It should be a high scoring game. Because Eagles secondary is trash. So, So
you're plugging Miles Sanders this week. You feel good?
Oh yeah,
that?
I'm flexing him.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little hesitant on Miles Sanders. I was actually
for sure, but that's
steer away if you got him. But I don't know. That game it should be a high scoring game with a lot of yards. But I don't know. I still don't know what to really think of the Eagles running game. So I like your.
This is one of those. Yeah, mind you, this is just one of those ones where it's flex talk, and at the same time, it's just historically what they give up to the running backs. And if I'm gonna spin the wheel on that backfield, I'm gonna take the guy who's leading it. And
that's fair. I would almost feel safer playing a guy like Latavius Murray or like even Devin Singletary. Like just because I know that the volume should be there.
You know what? I do have. That's another one I wanted to. I wanted to talk about Singletary. He's playing the Giants. Man, I'm really married to the term trash this week, ain't I? But they're trash. The Giants, like, dial up all your build. Downtown John Brown, I like him in this game. I just like I'm bullying the Giants defense right now.
I like the Bills this week too. In the spot, they're going to be good value. You play on any kind of DFS, they're cheap. So yeah, Josh Allen too, we like that. So I'll co-sign on the Bills this week. Philip Lindsay, I ain't messing with.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson, I ain't messing with. David Montgomery, you're gonna ride the pine this week, buddy.
Yeah, he sure is.
You're gonna ride the pine.
He's gonna have to prove it to me. I love that.
It might be the week he might show up, but I don't mind being 1 week if you got a more solidified option, then run with it.
And don't be that mother for all y'all out there, the David Montgomery truthers like myself, and I am leaning towards benching him because I have other options. But if you don't have other options, here's a tidbit: if and when he goes off, you tell everyone you knew it. Okay, you be like, I told y'all. When you just didn't have any other choice, and you roll them out there, hoping that you can get a Josh Jacobs-esque performance like last Monday. You know what I mean? And that's what you're hoping for. And with Trubisky not being able, the way he's looking in the pass game, that you can expect stack boxes. I mean, this kid's gonna show me something this weekend if he does, though. You know what I mean? If he does go off, because I think Nagy he looks in the mirror, he's like, shame on you. For the play calling. You know what I'm saying?
Better do something quick because in the fantasy world, a lot of us lack patience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? Remind me to write an angry email. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay, so, all right. So then now a couple guys I like here at the bottom. I'll throw in there if you got them on the waiver wire or something, or you did Tariq Cohen, I said, Gio Bernard. Mm-hmm. That's a nice play. Carlos Hyde, man, no one likes Carlos Hyde. For some reason, I feel like he's just going to get a end zone. He's a touchdown-dependent guy. He's going to get his 10 carries. Malcolm Brown, I'm down to roll him out this week. Rex Burkhead, that game could get ugly. He can be out there getting some
okay, I have a question.
Give me a couple guys.
I'm asking for a friend. Okay. Me. Miles Sanders. I already know what you're going to say on this, but Miles Sanders or Malcolm Brown. Would you attacking? Would you attack that high scoring total in the Saints and Rams game?
No, because I don't think it's gonna be that high scoring of a game.
I like that. That's a good take.
But I would actually probably roll out my boy Malcolm Brown, bro. To be honest with you, I just did Miles Sanders. There's just too many people trying to eat over there, and I don't know. I might not know what I'm talking about right now, to be honest. I might not be very guru-like at this moment.
You know what?
But I'm rolling Malcolm Brown, damn it.
I like that. And you know what? You might have had me on that side of the fence because I was looking at it like this game. I was buying into the high scoring, but then I forgot how stout the two defenses are. So that might even help Malcolm Brown. It's going to be a battle of time of possession for sure. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and they're still mad about the championship game. So there's a lot of juice in that game, and when the offenses don't always play so good when the defenses are juiced, or you got a revenge game. You know what I mean? So
okay. I don't know. And then other than that, I think that's pretty much it on under the guys outside of that top 20, top 24, even top 30. One more in mind. Ronald Jones. Still, are you still, if you're a Ronald Jones owner, are you rolling him out in this bad matchup, or are you holding on to him and this is his last little tryout before you willing to cut that man? Because he kind of did all right. He showed up week 1. He
earned a roster spot for week 2. I'm not rolling him out on a Thursday night unless my running backs are just depleted. If I lost somebody, but no, I'm not messing with Ronald Jones. Not on Thursday night. I steer clear of Thursday night question marks. Period. I just don't like the game, low quality. But there might be more of a run involved. Not messing with him. Pass.
All
Down
right.
the fence.
All right. Well,
So, all
let's
right,
go
so
on.
that's running back. I think we covered pretty much what we where we feel about running back. We can move on to the receivers.
Yeah, receivers. Jamaican horn. Get to these receivers, baby.
All right, we'll talk about the receivers, man. Who you like this week? What jumps out at you?
Okay, obviously your Nuke Hopkins and your Devontae Adamses, Michael Thomas's, and all them guys you're rolling out. Your Jujus and your Julios. Those guys are in there. You lock and load those guys regardless of the matchup. If I want to,
Any one of those guys that you're worried about?
I
want to
guess
hear
you could
something.
say I could be worried about Nuke. That's why I have him second to Michael Thomas. I think ECR got him at number 1. Nuke.
They got him at
Nuke
number
Hopkins?
2, actually. Julio's number 1.
Okay.
DeAndre Hopkins number 2.
You know what?
OBJ,
I
Adams,
forgot Julio is playing the trash secondary in the Eagles, so we'll go ahead and move Julio up above Thomas. I like that point. That's a solid point right there because I forgot that the whole narrative I wrote with this game is it has this being a shootout. So yeah, we'll put Julio at number 1, and I think this could be one of them 200-yard Julio games. So yeah, you know what? We're putting him up there. And then Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is gonna be matched up against either a Marcus Peters or a Talib. And Talib. I mean, I've seen him clown both of them on several occasions. So you know what I mean?
Just
Like,
don't wear a chain around that man.
yeah, like Michael Thomas, baby. You
Yeah,
down.
I think of the top 5 guys. I'd be a little worried.
OBJ.
Odell.
Yeah.
Odell for sure, and Adams even.
Adams is going to be.
kind of stout defensively. That I don't know if the Packers are in sync yet, so I'm a little worried if I'm a Devontae Adams over, especially if I took him.
You know what?
Late first round.
Side note, everybody. If and when Devontae Adams, has another game bad, you keep on harassing the Adams owner and keep on trying to get that man to come up off of Adams. Hey, you hear me, Pootie? You know what I'm saying? I seen you reject my proposals, and I keep sending them. You know what I'm saying?
A couple more 4 for 40s or whatever, games like that.
Oh yeah.
So they'll get tempted, but all right. So the ECR has Sammy Watkins at 8.
I got him at, what did I have him at, number 5, 6, huh?
You had him at 7.
7. Okay, I knew I was
You put him ahead of
Oh,
a guy
yeah.
like Keenan Allen. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Keenan Allen is gonna feast this week. I think Keenan Allen's gonna feast almost every week. But yeah, Sammy Watkins, you put him over Amari Cooper.
Okay, Keenan Allen.
Talk to me.
Keenan Allen. He's this is why I have him behind Sammy Watkins. First of all, Sammy, he looked fast. Like didn't he remind you of why we all liked Sammy? Why we all keep on returning to the Sammy well and right? And then I think majority of the people. So you went from the people that were the Sammy Watkins truthers for years. And then this motherfucker goes to the Chiefs, and then you have all these other people who now they're the brand new truthers, and they were all hot last season. So now this season comes around, he's at an incredible value. Then you pair that with Tyreek Hill going down, and he immediately becomes the not even the de facto one, because he was kind of like a 1B, you know what I mean, in the receivers at least, because then the target. Obviously, if you want to go target wise, the B target it would definitely be Tyreek Hill after
So
Kelsey.
basically, we just like the number 1 receiver on Kansas
Yes,
City.
it's pretty self-explanatory.
We don't need to call him Sam Watkins.
And-
We're ranking the number 1 receiver, right?
Yeah, I mean
Okay,
shit.
that's how I'll look at it, because I'm biased because I don't like Sammy Watkins. He's just burned me for too many years. But he's on the best offensive football, and I got to get over the fact his name is Sammy Watkins. So we'll just call him wide receiver 1. I do like wide receiver 1 this week. He could have another big week. I love Amari
Alright.
Cooper, and I love Keenan Allen, though. They're going to eat. Mike Evans, is he still sick? Is he over his flu? Because he didn't show up last week.
I put him where I put him because he's just a volume play, dude. Like he's gonna get his target still. It's just an assumption. He easily is a mismatch on they have little smaller, faster corners over there. So you might be able to throw him a 50-50 ball or how about this? The coverage was pretty tight against the Rams last week, and the one cat who did get a TD catch was what's his name? Was it Everett?
Godwin.
No, it was Higbee.
What?
It was a
Oh,
tight
you're talking
end.
from the Rams. Yes, Higbee
Yeah.
got one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tight end though. So it's like, maybe OJ Howard comes through for people in this one, but just based on the volume and him being the one, but also that's just one of those guys I would avoid. Granted, if you have him, you're playing him because of where you drafted him, and it's only week 2. You can't really get that cute.
If you play in 2 wide receiver leagues and you got a couple guys on your bench, could you get cute and play like a Michael Gallup over somebody like that? If you just have a feeling.
Maybe not Michael Gallup because it's against the Redskins, and I don't. And the secondary with the Cowboys isn't like the Eagles, so I don't know about how the Redskins are going to hang in this one, right? But I would definitely maybe how about this? I'm crazy. If I had Josh Gordon, I'd start him over him.
Interesting. We're differing a lot this week.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, because also I'm still imagining AB's gonna play, and if he plays, I think it's gonna be the double coverage, always going to him, and they're gonna have Xavier Howard on Flash Gordon, and Xavier Howard's one of those. He's one of them boys, dog. He don't play around. He shuts guys down. But I just think Gordon is still, one of those physically dominating guys. Like, and Brady's gonna be able to put the ball where it needs to be. I just think I see him having a game. I see him having a game here. You're gonna have what's that guy? Minka Fitzpatrick is probably gonna be the one delegated to your boy. What's your boy? Your Jewish homeboy, Edelman. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be some tight. Plus the way you attack them is on the ground. You know what I mean? So we're not. Back to Sony Michel. I expect a big bounce back game from him. But
yeah, we didn't really say his name, but yeah, I think we both are expecting that too.
Yeah.
All right, so fair enough. 2 guys, you move way up on your rankings, up into the 12th or 13th and 14th spot. Tyrell Williams, your boy Tyrell Gazelle, Alshon Jeffrey. ECR has Alshon at 24. You moved him up to 14, and Tyrell is ranked 29. So you're way bigger on him than most people are. Tell me why.
yeah. Okay, so I think first of all with Tyrell the Gazelle, you know what I'm saying? I have him up high because I see 7-8 receptions, over a buck, and I think he has a ceiling of 2. You know what I mean? He can catch 2 TDs in this joint. You know what I mean? It's gonna demand them coming back, right? Or at least throwing. Or if it's still 0-0, wouldn't you want to be the first one putting points up if you're the Raiders? Like, I don't really see a ball control type of game plan from the Raiders. It's gonna be put your foot on the gas pedal. You know what I mean? And
okay, so fair enough. So you guys, so let me ask you this then. You guys
and that secondary, the Chiefs secondary is trash.
You have Robert Woods and Tyrell Williams. Who are you picking? You can pick one. Who are you picking?
I would go with Tyrell Williams. If I was because come on up with if you have both of them theoretically, you're probably gonna start both of them, right? But if you had to choose between them, like say you're playing daily or something, and say they were the same price, let's say that, right? I'd probably go Tyrell Williams because he's in the higher game. He'd probably be the lower owned guy. You know what I mean? And with Cooper Kupp there, it mucks up all my Bobby Woods love. You know what I mean? Because it's like now he gets taken out of the slot and he's mostly outside, and you know what I mean?
PCR has him ranked 11th. Bobby Woods, that is.
Wow, I like that. But you know what though? Here's the thing. PJ Williams was the dude who was giving up a lot of those big chunk plays through the air on the Monday night against the Texans, right? So Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, they're gonna find themselves on this dude, and I think that's what that ranking is based on. 'Cause look where do they have Brandon Cooks at? ECR. He's got to be down.
Brandon Cooks? ECR has them at 13.
Oh wow! So I have them in the late teens, right?
You have them you're
Yeah.
low on all of them.
And they're all just eating because they're all eating into each other is what I see.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, all right, so then those guys are all pretty much.
You're locking and loading them all those guys too. I kind of find me ranking those guys tightly knit because you really pretty much just spin the wheel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like on those
much.
guys, like you know
Which
what I
is
mean.
why it was hard for me to draft those guys this year because they were
Okay,
all
look,
the same thing.
Marshawn Lattimore, he'll probably be on Woods a lot because what they'll do with Cooks is they'll have what's their other dude? Is it Patrick? They're gonna have their speediest corner, and then they're gonna have the safety Williams help that nigga. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're gonna treat Brandon Cooks. But when it comes to who's gonna be manned up, it's gonna be Robert Woods on the outside because they're almost in 3 wide receiver sets, which they play a large percentage of the time. They play 3 wide receiver sets. It's gonna be Kupp in the slot like all day. I almost wanted to put Kupp the highest. Did I? I think I did. Oh, I think I put him
no,
the
you put
lowest.
him the lowest actually.
Yeah, that's right because his snap count is still not a full complimentary. He's almost
Right.
only out there when it's 3 wide receiver sets. At least
Fair
week
enough.
one.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
looking at it now, so then I'm a couple guys that if you have that you probably think you have to plug in, I would be a little hesitant, be worried, be afraid. Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd, Stephon Diggs, Deshaun Jackson. I'm calling it, bro. It ain't happening again.
Oh, no,
Everyone's
that's
gonna ride
why-
that Deshaun Jackson hype. They're gonna think that it's there again. Try to chase those 2 touchdowns again. He's gonna lay an egg this week.
You
I'm
know
calling
what?
that.
That's why I'm so big on Alshon, though.
I like that one. Robbie Anderson, bench him.
Yeah, I put him. You know where he's ranked. First of all, he's gonna be a decoy and just try to take Jimmy Ward out the game. But not Jimmy Ward. What's his name?
Who are you talking about?
Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward. That's a bad motherfucker. Yo. He's like, I like it because he has a badass name too, Ward. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I like corners with names that sound like badass. You know what I'm saying? Like look.
Greedy Williams is my guy. Greedy Williams.
See, even better, Greedy. I'm Greedy Williams,
You already know.
and it's my
You already
boy
know.
Denzel Ward, and we shutting this field down.
Of this next tier of guys, a couple guys jump out at me that might have some big games. Like Calvin Ridley, that might got shoot out. Allen Robinson, man, that guy, he got a nice look. He looked like they were focused in on him solely in the passing game. So his role looks pretty solid. I'm not really an Allen Robinson guy, but I liked what I saw week 1. Your boy John Brown, we already said it. Fire up.
Hold on, wait, who?
No one circles.
Wait,
the
who?
line.
Oh, you
my
mean
bad.
downtown John Brown?
I'm clearly a
Yes.
different guy.
Hey, he's gonna. Even if they put the Jackrabbit on him, he's gonna burn that motherfucker. If they put, what's the Jackrabbit's real name? Janoris Jenkins. That's their best corner, and he's on the back end of the football youth. Let's say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
Also,
so
okay.
Another guy we haven't talked about. Hold on, for the wide receiver, an important one. Antonio Brown, bro.
Yeah, I
What's
know,
up
right?
with him?
That's why I didn't rank him yet. I was gonna say that for the show. So here we are now. If he plays, I gotta put him in the top 8 even, like almost just automatically because of the matchup. There's gonna be so much shit going on the field with the Patriots having Josh Gordon over here. Then you have fucking a Jewish Edelman over here, and then you got Sony Michel and James White. You know what I'm saying? And they might even all be when they'll play 11 personnel and have James White in the slot, and like they'll do all kind of fuck shit, and like it's just. But that one now you add Antonio Brown, and you got to watch him being moved around. He's gonna eat if he plays, because I feel like this will be what better way? What, you get him in practice? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, all right, AB, it's game day. You know what I'm saying? Let's go show them our stuff. You know what I mean? Like, welcome to the Patriots. I think it's gonna be like they're gonna roll out the carpet for him if he plays. You know what I mean? Because people.
Yeah, no, if he plays, you would expect him to be that guy. I mean, I think there's some some curve there that he's, it's going to take a little time for him to be fully involved. I don't think New England just goes out there and puts him out for a high snap count, but he's going to definitely get some run. He's going to get some catches though. I mean, he does. He should be startable. I mean, would you feel good would you put Michael Gallup over Antonio Brown? Tyrell or Antonio Brown? You know what I mean? What if that's your choice right there?
He's Antonio Brown. So if he's active, you play him. The game's it's a 10 o'clock game, right? So even if you were gonna play that, that game, and you could wait, because it's not like he's a night game or a 1 o'clock game where you need someone in the later slots. You know what I mean? To replace him if you're gonna wait to see if he plays. He did practice. He's Antonio Brown. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, all right, you got 3% of the playbook. You know what I mean? And that's all he would really need, because you still got Josh Gordon there. Like, I'm excited to start Josh Gordon if he plays. If he doesn't, it makes me feel like he'll be the guy who's opening up for everyone else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm kind of off Josh Gordon, the toughness right now. There's just too many mouths to feed over there, especially with AB coming in now. I think his role is going to be affected the most. Edelman, you're going to rely on Edelman. His role really ain't going to change.
Hold on. Wait. So what'd you say about Josh Gordon? I don't like that. Boo that shit. I don't like that.
I mean, I'm rolling up with him. I ain't got no problem with the man, but I just say Patriots, he's got to catch a bomb. He's got to catch one and break one to really to turn a profit. So
you know what?
He's not someone I'm really feeling that great about.
I'm feeling like I'm gonna start him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Flash Gordon. We gonna catch a big one. Jamaican horns. See, the Jamaicans like, nah, we don't agree with that.
I like that.
Man.
A couple other guys I noticed, just random,
Jamaican horn. Hold on. Come on. Can we get a Jamaican horn for Flash? All right. Thank you, Jamaicans. Okay, go on.
Come on. Like a couple guys down here that Christian Kirk, the Cardinals, man, if they're gonna be throwing it that much, even like that dude Keyshawn Johnson, I wouldn't mind owning him. He got like 10 plus targets.
Fake Keyshawn Johnson.
A little bit of an anomaly, but like Arizona is gonna just be a ton of targets. So like,
hold on. Let me go pick up Keyshawn Johnson real quick. The Steamboat says he likes him.
I picked him up and I already dropped him in one league, but he was on my radar. Just bottom line, I like the targets. I like the amount of passing. Arizona's going to be garbage. So I'm starting to come around on Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald. Was completely off of them this whole year, but I think those guys, they're gonna produce because they're getting tons of targets. There's enough for 2 or 3 guys to eat over there.
I'm not mad at your Christian Kirk take. I'm not mad at that. I
appreciate you. I know you love the man. What about DK Metcalf? How do you feel about him?
DK Metcalf, I'm wondering who's going to be on him. If it's Arnie Burns. But Arnie Burns goes into the slot a lot. But they did move DK around, right? And
he looked like the best receiver in Seattle. That's a shot at you, Tyler Lockett owners.
I'm wondering if, last week was, really just testing him out. Okay, playing with the shiny new toy in DK. Because he got the most targets, right, out of the team?
Yeah, absolutely.
It kind of
he looked like the best receiver, like I said.
But, it's not really saying much when you compare it to the amount of times they throw the ball. You know what I mean? But
Doug Baldwin was a major factor over there.
Hey, I'll tell you this much.
Baldwin in his rookie year.
I'll tell you this much.
If you're half a Doug Baldwin, especially if Tyler Lockett's only getting 2 targets a game, DK's got a roll there.
Hey, check this out. If they got Joe Hayden on him, he's burning that man. He's gonna burn that man.
Joe Hayden can't keep up.
No, he'll be able to jam him up in the line and do all that veteran shit. But once once he gets a step on him, or you know what I mean, that's it. He's gone. Donkey Kong, Metcalf, goddammit.
Cortland Sutton, is that who he is?
Yep. I think so. Guy? I think so because Flacco likes to pepper the dude he fucks with tough. If you look at Flacco's history, whether it was Anquan Bolden or a Steve Smith, he's looking for and those are 2 different type of physical types, right? Right? Or even when he used to favor Pettis a lot. He's just gonna find the guy he likes, and whoever he likes, he's gonna pepper that guy. And but this is a terrible matchup. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna eat Joe Flacco alive. And I don't like people calling him Joe Cool. Joe Cool is Joe Montana. God fucking damn it. Whatever.
I agree. I'll initial this.
Joe Flacco to Joe Cool.
All right. So any other receivers that we haven't talked about, either here or on the waiver show that got your attention, got a matchup you like?
Yeah. Okay. I'm on the side of the fence where I think I fucked up in 2 different leagues last night when I had an opportunity to claim John Ross, the boss, right? And because he could be like Brandon Cooks-esque in that Sean McVay ripoff system that Zach Taylor's running. So I'm kind of hot about that. But he interests me. I actually think if that pass rush that we got in the Niners, shout out to all my Niners, if that pass rush, can be held off a little bit, and John Ross can get up, he'll burn the shit out of a Witherspoon or a Sherman. This guy runs 4.2. He could burn them. But that's the thing, though. This pass rush against that busted-ass line, you know what I mean? So I'm wary of him. But
somewhere I just heard Richard Sherman say, "Don't you ever talk about me."
He said, "I'm the best corner in the game.
Don't you ever talk about me.
When you test me with the fastest receiver, the record-setting fastest combine ever, this is what you get." Now, what's that fool's name, too? Witherspoon, like I said, it's a mismatch and they're gonna move him around. But I don't think. I'm just saying.
So John Ross is gonna repeat, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I say in that same boat is that boy Hollywood too. But I think if there's a probability of someone repeating a performance they had week 1, it would be Hollywood, because that's a really, really bad secondary. The Cardinals, like they need Patrick Peterson. He's over there like, yo, I'm suspended and I don't even want to go back to that shit. He's like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
He's chilling.
He's making phone calls right now. He's like, trade for me. I'm about to be back.
All right. So I think any other wide receivers, any dart throws or something else? Because I think we pretty much